What if I told you that buying the biggest solar generator you can afford could actually be one of the worst buying decisions you make? Right now, there are hundreds of portable power stations promising huge batteries, powerful inverters, fast charging, and emergency backup. But once you look beyond the marketing, some are genuinely impressive, while others are simply not worth your money. In this video, we're looking at 4 solar generators that make sense for real-world buyers. We'll compare their battery capacity, power output, solar charging, portability, expansion options, and overall usefulness. And at the end, I'll show you 3 types of solar generators that smart buyers should think twice about before spending their money. Number 4. Anker Solix F2000. Let's start with the Anker Solix F2000. A serious portable power station designed for people who need much more than just enough power to charge a phone or laptop. With roughly 2 kilowatt hours of battery capacity and around 2,400 watts of continuous AC output, the F2000 can handle a wide range of everyday emergency loads, from refrigerators and lights to electronics, small appliances, and other essential equipment. One of its biggest advantages is the use of LiFePO4 battery technology, which is known for its long service life and makes this power station a particularly interesting option for people who want reliable backup power for years rather than months. It also makes sense for camping, RV trips, outdoor work, and unexpected power outages where having dependable electricity can make a huge difference. But there is one major trade-off you need to understand before buying it: weight. The F2000 is not the kind of lightweight power bank you casually throw into a backpack and carry around all day. Instead, think of it as a portable backup system that you can move between your home, garage, RV, or campsite when necessary. If your priority is serious power, useful capacity, and reliability rather than ultralight portability, that extra weight is a reasonable compromise. For buyers who want a powerful, all-purpose solar generator, the F2000 is definitely worth considering. Number 3. Jackery Explorer 2000 Plus. Next up is the Jackery Explorer 2000 Plus, and this is where things get even more interesting for buyers who want serious power without immediately jumping into a massive home battery system. With roughly 2 kilowatt hours of battery capacity and up to 3,000 watts of AC output, the Explorer 2000 Plus gives you enough power to handle a wide range of demanding appliances and equipment that smaller portable power stations may struggle with. But here's what really makes this Jackery interesting. It's not just about how much power you get today, but how much room you have to grow tomorrow. You can start with the main power station and add additional battery capacity as your energy needs increase, which can be a much smarter strategy than spending a huge amount of money up front on storage you may never actually use. Think about it this way. Today you might only need enough backup power for a refrigerator, Wi-Fi router, lights, phones, laptops, and a few essential electronics. But a year from now, maybe you want longer backup during outages, more power for an RV, or additional capacity for off-grid use. Instead of replacing the entire system, you can expand the setup you've already purchased. That flexibility can make a big difference for long-term buyers. Of course, there is one major trade-off: portability. At around 60 pounds, the Explorer 2000 Plus isn't something most people will want to carry over long distances. It's portable in the practical sense, meaning you can move it between your home, garage, RV, workshop, or campsite when necessary. If serious power, expandability, and long-term flexibility matter more to you than lightweight portability, the Jackery Explorer 2000 Plus is a very compelling choice. Number 2. Bluetti AC200L. Now we have the Bluetti AC200L, and this is one of the most interesting options for buyers who care about solar charging and want a power station that can actually take advantage of a decent solar setup. With around 2,048 watt-hours of battery capacity, approximately 2,400 watts of AC output, and strong solar input capability, the AC200L offers a combination that makes a lot of sense for emergency backup, camping, RVs, and off-grid situations. But here's something many buyers overlook when shopping for a solar generator. Having a large battery doesn't automatically make it a great solar generator. Imagine buying a huge battery, only to discover that your solar panels can feed power into it very slowly. You might have plenty of storage, but recharging that battery could take much longer than expected. That's why solar input capability is so important, especially if you plan to depend on sunlight during a prolonged power outage. The AC200L gives solar-focused users much more flexibility and makes it easier to take advantage of available sunlight when conditions are right. However, there is one obvious downside, and that's portability. At more than 60 pounds, this isn't a power station you'll want to carry around constantly or take on long hikes. It's better suited to a home, RV, workshop, campsite, or off-grid setup where it can stay in one location most of the time. If solar charging matters more to you than lightweight portability, the Bluetti AC200L is a very compelling option. Number 1. EcoFlow Delta 2 Max. And now we get to my number 1 all-around choice, the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max. If you're looking for a solar generator that doesn't just win in one category, but instead gives you a strong balance of power, capacity, charging speed, solar performance, and expandability, this is where the Delta 2 Max really stands out. It comes with around 2,048 watt-hours of battery capacity, a powerful 2,400-watt AC inverter, up to 1,000 watts of solar input, and the ability to add additional battery capacity as your needs grow. But here's the important part. The Delta 2 Max doesn't necessarily have the biggest number in every category, and that's exactly why I like it. Instead, it combines the features that actually matter in the real world. You get enough stored energy for essential appliances during an outage, plenty of inverter power for refrigerators, electronics, and other demanding devices, fast charging when you need to refill the battery quickly, and strong solar input capability when you're away from the grid. That makes it useful for camping, RV trips, emergency backup, outdoor projects, and general home preparedness. Of course, there is one trade-off: portability. At around 50 pounds, this is definitely not something you'd want to carry around like a backpack power bank. But compared with many other power stations in this capacity class, the weight is a reasonable compromise for what you're getting. And because you can expand the system later, you don't necessarily have to buy everything on day one. If you want one versatile solar generator that can handle a wide range of situations without jumping straight into an enormous home battery system, the Delta 2 Max is one of the strongest all-around choices to consider. What to avoid. But knowing which solar generators are worth buying is only half the story. You also need to know what to avoid. First, be careful with mystery brand power stations promising huge batteries, thousands of watts, and dozens of features at unbelievably low prices. Before buying, always check the real watt-hour capacity, continuous output, battery chemistry, solar input, warranty, and manufacturer support. If the company can't clearly explain the specifications, that cheap price may not be a bargain. Second, don't buy an older power station simply because it's heavily discounted. An older model can still be good, but always check the exact model number, battery technology, cycle life, warranty, and safety history before purchasing. Third, and most importantly, check for recalls. Certain EcoFlow Delta Max 2000 model EFD310 units, for example, have been recalled because of an overheating and fire hazard. Never assume an older or used unit is safe just because it looks like a great deal. And here's the most important buying rule. Don't focus only on the biggest number on the box. Watt-hours tell you how much energy the battery stores, while watts tell you how much power it can deliver. Choose your generator based on the appliances you actually need to run. A 2,000 watt-hour power station can be excellent for a refrigerator, lights, Wi-Fi, phones, and laptops, but don't expect it to run your entire house. Smart buyers choose the right capacity, not simply the biggest one. The smartest solar generator buyer isn't the person who buys the biggest battery. It's the person who knows exactly what they need to power. Before you buy anything, make a list of your essential appliances, check their wattage, estimate how long you need to run them, and then choose a power station based on those numbers. Don't buy the biggest battery just because the box says it's powerful. Buy the battery that actually fits your life.